Hello everyone, and welcome to today's iRacing video. We are here for an IMSA Hagerty GT3 multi-class race. Sorry, we're back again at the Red Bull Ring.
Temp is 19 Celsius, P7.
Very lucky. I glanced down at my fuel calculator and it said I only have 7 laps of fuel left because I did a low fuel run for quali.
Follow car number 3 in the left column.
So just so everyone knows, we're probably about to get underway very quickly here because it's not a full lap formation. So by the time the LMPs get to that line, we're probably going to be at like the penultimate corner, or maybe even before the penultimate corner. So if I get a little bit quiet on the first few laps around, that is why, ladies and gentlemen. But as we get underway, if you do enjoy the video you're about to watch, please consider giving it a like, subscribing, checking out my Twitter in the description down below. Again, second time racing here at the Red Bull Ring in a pretty quick succession. Seems to be Lambos and BMs only. I got a Monster Energy Lambo. Oh, there's one Porsche just here directly in front of us. And the rest of the cars all seem like BMWs.
Left side, clear left.
This Porsche's going to have a crack into turn 1 for sure. Oh no, he didn't. So yeah, seems to be a race of few manufacturers. Oh, well, that BMW just had a real bad day.
Well done, Oliver. Good start.
Oh, and there goes my Monster Energy mate in the Lamborghini. I saw him get spun around there. Not sure if that Porsche is potentially waiting for tyres to come up to temperature or just feel me out as a driver.
On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
Alright. Get our head down and have a really good race. So a little bit different from the last time we raced here at the Red Bull Ring. That was only a VRS race. This is an IMSA Hagerty multi-class race. And unlike the last multi-class race that you guys would have watched on the channel, we actually have LMPs running in this one. Last race was in the IMSA series was just us and the GTEs because unfortunately all the LMPs either lagged out or pulled out at the very last minute. We're also continuing on that little sub-series of the road back to a Category A license, hoping to obviously hit that achievement before the end of the season, but without putting too much pressure on us. I'd also be happy if it was something that happened going into Season 4.
Left side, clear left.
Good little overtake there on Thomas. Kind of got hung out to dry by Thomas Jazz, but we were then able to cut back in underneath and follow the Porsche through. We're here again in the trusty old Lamborghini, and I'm absolutely loving this car. I've spent not sure if it was sim racing burnout, YouTube burnout, or just potentially still feeling the little niggly bits of starting to come off the back of a cold, but just I didn't have my head in the right headspace to be in the Regan sim racing at all. Last week it also could have knocked me around after racing somewhat consistently in Category A. To get knocked back down to a B license may have ruffled a few feathers upstairs, but after taking that week off, jumped back onto the rig on the weekend, and I'm really enjoying being back sim racing again. Have new drive, new resolve. I'm really looking forward to the second half of this Season 3. So you've got Florian, Nicholas, and the lead car of Artur in the BMWs ahead. And I'm keeping myself relatively in good company between two Thomases, one in a BM and another one in a Porsche. We can just stay right on the fringes of the slipstream to Thomas Jazz ahead. It will just help us in keeping the other Thomas behind us, because we'll get dragged. We'll have that assistance
the gaps now
on the straights. As usual, we're running a little bit higher downforce on this car. We're running the medium levels of downforce just to help us with our cornering speed and corner grip. Whereas other cars might be running the low downforce settings for a little bit more straight line speed, making overtaking a little bit easier. Again, this is what I find comfortable racing with around this track. You can use whatever car setup you prefer. Push that gap out to 0.8 of a second to
right, Oliver,
Thomas Orthoff behind.
No mistakes. That's your best lap in the session.
Relatively high strength of field for this race as well. We are teetering on that 1.6, 1.7 I rating. And the average for this lobby is 1.8, so it's kind of where we were racing right before we got relegated down to category B license. However, again, these guys are still pretty bloody quick. Thomas was a little bit slow through that corner. We were able to shut up 2-ish tenths of a second on him. That was slow. That was very slow. I should have dropped it down to second gear. Just got to be careful that I'm not clipping too much of that inner curb, because I'm pretty sure you can be stitched up with a slowdown and potentially an incident point there. Those lead cars, though, are doing a pretty good job of not holding each other up all that much or battling all that hard at the start of the race. So they're just able to punch in some good, consistent
we think our
laps.
refueling window will open after 15 minutes and closes after 30 minutes.
We're going to pit late again, as we usually do. Thomas was a hell of a lot more aggressive into that corner off turn 3 after that right hander after turn 3. We made a mistake there at the bottom of that. We have dropped off a few tenths to Thomas Jazz ahead, but then that's put us into the back of Thomas Orthoff.
Don't let this guy intimidate you.
On your left. Hold your line, clear left.
P5.
See if we can slowly eke that gap back out from Thomas. He may have just needed May have just needed a lap or two to re-center himself in and get his head back in the car, and he might be on the charge, but it also doesn't help when I'm punching in slower slaps that I've done all race. So this is 7 tenths down on my best time from a few laps ago. So let's see if we can potentially rectify that. We've also got an LMP coming through for its first overtake 9 seconds down the road. Will, kind of hoping that given the nature of how wide of a track the Red Bull Ring is, that the LMPs can just sail on through without too much drama. I know it's a lot to ask for the LMPs to remember that they are driving race cars, not land yachts. Feel like I gave him plenty of room there on that corner there, that right-hander. The good thing is, Will, in the LMP class, the leader of the LMP class, is going to catch us through this more technical section. Hopefully that can kind of give us a little bit of a buffer and a little bit of a breather for a few seconds from Thomas. Will might actually catch him on one of these straights coming up.
Blue flag. You're being caught by the LMP2 runners. Blue flag. The gap behind is now 1.0.
So we both got hampered by that a fair bit. Slow through there, very slow through there actually. Gonna have to run defensive and make him go the long way around if he wants his position at this corner here.
Okay, Oliver, there's a faster class car approaching. Blue flag. Come on, don't let him get away.
Yeah, good job, Thomas. Absolute dumbass. Alright, we're still in the same position. Let's see what we can make of this.
He's racing us for position. I don't think we'll get a blue flag.
So we got...
The gap in front is increasing. It's now 12
Yeah, I know. I was involved in an
seconds.
accident. Thanks very much, mate. Alright, let's keep our heads screwed on straight. See what we can come of this. We were actually very lucky. It was only a very light amount of contact. Alright.
There's a group of faster cars bearing down on you.
Yeah, no, it's Chapman in the LMP. I think he's the last place at the podium.
The gap behind is now 5.0. Blue flag.
Car
Thanks very much, Mark. Very
Stay right.
patient, good of you.
Your lap times are dropping off. Come on, stay focused.
Yeah, I know. That did just get punted, so hopefully after a lap or so we can just kind of get back in the right headspace and go from there. We're just fortunate not to have lost position there. We just took a little bit of a hit to the incident points. We just got to hopefully minimise it to the 5, potentially 6 incident points. Hopefully still have a positive in both areas.
You've used half your fuel.
All right. Good.
That was 131.40.
Glad to see that Thomas will be taking a big I rating hit with his stupidity. There's absolutely no need to race like that. We're literally 16 minutes into a 45-minute race. I was guarding the inside. We had an LMP directly behind us. Not my fault you can't make an overtake stick cleanly, mate. Or force me into making my own mistake and pushing myself off the track. Which, if you've watched any of my content, I pretty much sabotage my own races. So the gap to Justin is remaining pretty consistent around that 3.9 to 4.1 second mark. And it also is probably aided by the fact that we're punching in really subpar lap times by 2 or 3 tenths of a second every single lap at a minimum. Not sure if potentially, given we've had rear end contact, if I have maybe hindered myself straight line speed, but not too concerned about it. We can manage that. We'll be fine. Thomas is catching Florian as well. So we're definitely not completely out of the woods just yet. We might potentially be able to gain a position here or there if there's some dramas higher up on the road, which by the looks of it Florian and Nicholas have had because they've dropped completely off our tour. Only a matter of a few minutes and laps ago, they were within a second, all three of them, probably within a second to a second and a half.
Okay, Oliver, you're gaining on the car in front. The gap's now 14 seconds.
Hopefully they get hooked into some heated battling. It just means that we can get dragged into that battle as well.
The gap to boss behind is now 5.3.
Slow.
Faster car behind. They're racing us for position. There'll be no blue flag.
Hindered my lap a little bit there to let Dylan through, but he really wanted that position, so I was going to give it to him. and we're a few minutes away from the halfway point, so we're not doing too badly. I just steered out wide a little bit there, got on the power touch too early. Jeff is only just behind me, 4 seconds up the road behind me, but he's like on that. Your mind does something different though when you can start to see the car ahead of you. You start to push that little bit harder. You can start to follow what they're doing, be faster in sections that they're potentially slower, all that kind of good stuff. That was pretty good. Florian's pitting, not sure if potentially too many incident points or he's just pitting early to potentially get out of fighting, which isn't a bad call.
Okay, Oliver, 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Yep.
B4.
All right. Gotta get on the bell slightly
getting
earlier
closer.
than
The
that.
gap's come down to 2.9 seconds.
Nicholas Owen is pitting as well, so they're all pitting early. Hopefully that means they get caught up in battling slower cars that haven't pit yet. Wishful thinking potentially, but you've got to have a little bit of lady luck on your side if you want to race.
1:34.
Good exit out of there.
Faster car behind.
Got
This guy's
Will
their class leader.
in the LMP. I slowed them down a fair bit.
Blue flag. Okay, Oliver. Half distance. Should be about 7 minutes of fuel remaining.
On your right. Clear right.
So we were able to profit 5 or odd tenths of a second on Jeffrey by Will overtaking him, which is good. Let's just not completely throw it away now. Also got another LMP 6.5. Jason.
B3.
I won't be saying sorry to Thomas. The first thing, sorry please. I'm not going to be apologising to Thomas.
The gap to Boss behind is now 1.9
The only thing I think that's going to hinder Jeffrey now is he's got 2 LMPs that are fighting for position for the second place on the podium.
There's a faster car approaching.
They might not be too kind.
Blue flag.
Car left. Clear left.
Blue flag.
Car right.
Alright.
Clear right.
The gap in front has increased to 19 seconds. You've just done a 131.70. Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace. Well done, Oliver. This is terrific. Exactly what we came here for. That's 20 minutes to go. Five minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes.
Not sure if I've extended that potentially out then, because it's almost 25 and a half minutes. One thing I do find an absolute pain though is this pit lane. That was very slow through there. Exit speed may have been a little bit higher because I was on the throttle from deeper in the corner, but carried stuff all corner speed by doing it that way. That final complex of corners was pretty good. In the end of the next lap, which will be good.
The gap to boss behind is now 1.4. The leader's pitting now.
Tour pushed it out as far as he could. Same with Thomas Jazz. Curious to see if he can push it one more lap. By the looks of it, he is. All right.
We're running on fumes, mate. In this lap, box this lap, please, Oliver. You're the man. Stay on it. P2. That lap time was 131.56.
Exit. Very good exit.
cars pitting. 2 litres remaining.
Car left. Clear left.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Pit lane speed limit is 60 kilometres per hour.
Oh.
Okay, we'll fill you to the end. Boss is now leading.
Jeff hasn't pit. Cool. Oh, only 0.5, so literally just a little bit of a tap. Must all be in my head. What's going on? It's a 5th place.
All right, Oliver, keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us. 15 minutes remaining, 15 minutes to go. Car approaching, watch your mirrors. Faster car approaching.
Car left.
We also got lapped by
Still there. Clear
Will
left.
again.
Blue flag.
On your left.
Good.
Clear left.
Artur must have been involved in something with Cam potentially, because he was leagues ahead of us, yet for whatever reason has dropped 6-7 seconds behind us. And what's stressing me out though is Gavin Fleming ahead of us.
The leader, Boss, is pitting.
Gavin, you can just bugger off ahead of us. That'd be great. Thank you. Thank God he's pitting.
Okay, Oliver,
Justin.
there's a car exiting the pits. Heads up. P5. There's a faster car approaching. Blue flag.
Right side. Clear right. Right side. Clear right.
Jeffrey's not letting him through.
The gap to Boss ahead is now 3.2.
Has gotten a little bit greyer and foggier on track. I'm not sure if that's just due to that puff of GT3 smoke that was just on the track, or whether it is just getting a little bit doomier and gloomier.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 22
that's gonna
Celsius.
be- oh, very lucky to
There's
get
a
it.
car leaving the pits. P4. That lap was at 131.91.
There's your lead car. Only Thomas is only... Oh. Yeah, due to the fact that there's a back marker on the rally video, it was messing me up. Like, hold on. How is there 3 cars ahead of me? That would make
The
sense.
gap
being
behind
in
has now
4th
decreased to
position.
3.5.
to has made another mistake. Shouldn't have dropped it down to second though. So...
Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace. Alright Oliver, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Come on, stay focused. Apexes and exits, apexes and exits. The gap to boss in front is now
Yeah, no, I made a
3.9
massive
seconds.
mistake in there.
There's faster cars behind, along with the class leader.
Got the two LMPs bearing down on us.
Blue flag.
Yeah. I'm gonna let them through wherever I can.
Car left. Clear left. On your left. Clear left. Left side. Clear left.
Alright. Oh. That was some heart in the throat kind of stuff. I thought he was just gonna soar straight on past me. Got 8 minutes left to go. Let's keep our hair screwed on straight and we'll be fine. Gap to Cam behind is remained pretty constant at 6.5, 7 seconds. All those grey clouds have absolutely dissipated, which is awesome. In exciting news, I don't think I've actually mentioned this. It's actually been announced for, I'm pretty sure, if not a week, close enough to a week, that iRacing will be introducing rain so soon. So that could be 6 days, could be 6 years. But yeah.
You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining. The gap to boss ahead is increasing. It's now 5.1. Okay, Oliver, there's a faster car approaching.
Pretty happy just to coast in now for the next 7 minutes. Just stay switched on in case something does happen with Jeffrey, Florian or Thomas ahead of us. But also just want to manage that gap to Justin behind. Cam's gone behind us. I do love how LMPs feel the need to overtake when they've got pretty well half a lap on the car in third place. but almost an entire lap on third place. I can see him there on the map.
You've
He's
just done a 132.20.
nowhere near that second place car. Why would you risk ending your race and potentially the race with someone else? That being said, I know that GT3 lives don't matter.
Okay, Oliver, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. The gap to boss ahead is now 6.2.
6 seconds.
There's a faster class car approaching.
We got Mika Jelenik in a GTE.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. That last lap was a 131.79.
I don't know where that yellow flag. Oh, maybe Mika.
Blue flag.
Something like that, I'm not too sure. Apparently he's a lap up on us though. Oh, Cam's back in 5th place just behind us. 8.5 seconds up the road, but he's still behind us. As we have only a handful of laps left to go.
On your right. Clear right.
I just had a flash and it saw me in a wall with my race over. Because Mika wanted to win 2nd place by more than 30 seconds. Dylan Moore was an LMP driver. That sucks.
Okay, Oliver, there's a faster class car approaching. The gap to boss ahead is increasing. It's now 8.3 seconds.
So, not this go round. Next go around will be the white flag for us.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
Wow, never a dull bloody moment, is there? Good job, game.
Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace.
So we'll get the white flag at the end of this lap and then we'll be just cruising home, hopefully to a 4th place. So doing my best to be somewhat conservative with fuel. We're lucky to not get caught up in Mika's wreck as he spun. I'm looking forward to potentially running this race a little bit more frequently as well this week, if I get a little bit more, if I get a bit of time to run it. We do enjoy the Red Bull Ring. It's a
very little fuel left. Your last lap time was at 1:32.22.
in concept. Oh, it's just a big square with a little technical
James
section in sector 3.
7.7.
But it is a very deceptively difficult track to overtake on, deceptively difficult track to follow on.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Although it's a very wide track, that means that there's multiple lines to be taken through corners in some instances, which makes for some good racing. So we're going to be doing pretty damn good on fuel. That could have been bad. Imagine throwing it away on what is effectively a cool down lap. I mean, crazy things have happened. I know many races where we have profited off guys making silly mistakes on the last lap. But a very strong result of 4th place, even with that incident earlier on with I think it was Thomas Orthnoff. There he is, directly in front of us. And I'm very, very happy with that. So what I'll do, guys, I'll just get through.
Okay, it's over. Well done, mate. Good finish.
Get through this first corner. I'll pull it up here, just off to the side past the pit lane exit, and we're going to jump on into the results. All right, guys, so let's jump on into the results here. So there we are. So 2 splits. We were bottom split, even though it's at 1.8 on our advanced panel. Unfortunately, it was a 1.473k strength of field, which is like not too bad, all things considered. IMSA Hagerty strength of fields sometimes tend to be a little bit all over the shop in terms of you get a very big differences in terms of what the best and worst people are in terms of I rating. With the 5 incident points we had, mostly coming from that incident, we got a 0.53, so we're up to that, I'm going to say 3.5k safety rating, which means if we have one more clean race, like either in this series or relatively clean, 5 incident points or less, we'll be up above that 4.0 safety rating, which will bump us back into A category license before the end of the season, which is exactly what we wanted. And given we had a 4th place as well, which was a very strong result, we missed out on 3rd place by about 10 seconds. But 41 point increase to our I rating. So again, we're slowly clawing our way back up to where we were probably about a month ago of that A rating with a 1.7, 1.8k I rating. So gets us into those higher split lobbies, a little bit cleaner racing, a little bit harder racing, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. So your top 3 in the GTD class was a Frenchman, Thomas Jazz. We raced against him at the start. That's the Porsche, actually, which was impressive. Then we had the 2 BMWs of Florian and Jeffrey. Then our Lamborghini. And then we had, another Lamborghini of Cam James behind. That was the Monster Energy one. So that was pretty good. And then the rest was BMWs that either DNF'd or weren't able to continue racing. So that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please consider giving a like, subscribing, checking out my Twitter in the description down below. And if nothing else, guys, we'll catch you in the next video for potentially a VRS race. Bye.